Jack Straw. What are his pros and cons? Is he worth that price tag? And at the end of the day, what would I rate him on a scale from 1 to 10? I will be answering all of that and more in today's review video of Jack Straw from Spirit Halloween. Alright guys, so Jack Straw is a big favorite of this year. I know a lot of you guys have been wanting him on the channel for a long time, so I hope you have enjoyed all of his videos. And he also is one of my personal favorites, but today I'll be letting you guys know my real thoughts on this guy after seeing him several times in person at my own house, setting him up, all of that. So let's get into the pros. First of all, his detail is pretty good, especially in the clothing. He's got a lot going on for him. I don't know if you can see his legs, but he does have this blue jeans that has kind of some dirt color on it as well. He's got all of the straw coming out of his hands, his feet, and his hair as well. He's got the burlap piece right here. Lots of layers, lots of different things going on. Checkered, this outfit. It's not just some super boring, like, nothing outfit like I guess I could say like Rusty has. This guy has a lot of scarecrow, classic scarecrow stuff going on. And then obviously in the face, I'll lift his head up right here. He has a bit of a cartoonish look, although it is really cool. It's unique. It's something that we haven't seen before. It's not as typical as like Looming Straw Man, which I guess was kind of different too, but it's like similar to that, but it's a little bit different. It has this lace going through the mouth, which I absolutely love. It just has this kind of like coming to life scarecrow look. It does look a bit cartoonish, like I say. I like how the eyes are sunken in. So overall, I mean, I think the face is really cool. It makes for a cool scarecrow prop. It's not like super boring, just like a burlap, face that's tied up like we have seen many times. It's actually like a latex scarecrow design, which I do like that. He also is a decent size. I mean, there's not much to say there, but he is pretty lifelike. He's not huge, but he does stand up to about, an average person's height. So he kind of comes out of nowhere and is standing eye to eye with you, which is definitely scary. It's a very fast jump scare motion. That is one thing that I do love about it. The animation in general, just like I said with Demonic Dahlia's review, is that it is a very unique new animation that we have seen for the first time this year, and it really makes for one of the best jump scare animations of all time. It's just something you don't expect to happen because it's just an insane motion that it comes from this sitting position to all the way up standing. It's crazy, and so that is definitely a plus for him. With that motion, he has kind of the added arms flinging up, which I do like. Demonic Dahlia doesn't have anything with her arms. I mean, it would have been weird if she did, but you have to take into account that Jack Straw does have this extra arms popping up that really is just because they're hooked up to the same chain that extends everything. It's a very simple idea, but I'm glad that they did that because it definitely makes the scarecrow aspect of it more realistic. He kind of pops up into the classic T pose for the scarecrow, so that is really cool. So I have the arm movement. The audio is also good. One thing about this guy is that as soon as you activate him, it's an instant jump scare. Demonic Dahlia does have some phrases that she says before, which I do like, but this guy is almost more terrifying because you don't even expect it. I mean, with Dahlia, you might not even be hearing that she's saying something until she pops up, like within the loud haunted house, so I'm not saying she would be expected. But this guy is like, as soon as you press on like his step pad or something like that, if you have him on that kind of activation, he's instantly pops out at you and screams very loud. So it is very scary. And that also ties into the audio because he has a scream. He doesn't say anything in particular, but I kind of like that. I don't think he needed a phrase. So I love his scream. It's really scary. It's really loud. It will freak you out as soon as he jumps out. And then I love his little hee laugh that he does on the way back down because it definitely kind of covers up how long that retraction time is, because I will get into that in the cons, but it kind of just adds a nice little element. It would be awful if he didn't say anything. So I like that he has that laugh. It's really fitting for him. And I think that's it. For the cons, we have the slow retraction time right off the bat. So that kind of ties into what I was just saying. Just like Demonic Dahlia, this retraction time is longer than the jump scare. It's much longer than the jump scare itself. And that makes sense because it has this, cheap gears that are pulling this big thing all the way down and extending these springs. So it's fighting a lot of strength from the springs. And so that is something that it makes it a really loud, really long retraction time that some people might miss as jump scare. So you have to take that into account for both him and Demonic Dahlia. And especially with this one, he seems to be not very durable. I haven't seen many issues with demonic dahlias breaking, but I have seen the most of any prop this year, jack straws being malfunctioning and not working at stores. You know, maybe they're just not setting it up right. I have not had any issues with mine, although of course I haven't activated him a bunch of times because he's not like out on display. So I don't know. I'm hoping that he's going to make it through the whole night, but he does seem to be a bit more rickety than demonic dahlia. I feel like there's something about the arms popping that it just feels like stuff is pulling, and it is not the most durable one. If they do return him, I hope they will upgrade the design and make it a little bit more durable, and it seems like those gears really do struggle to pull him back down. He has a very loud retraction, so probably the least durable of this year, so you have to take that into account. It also is hard to set up, specifically in my case, the instructions did not even follow a certain step with the knees. It was just the most painstaking setup I've ever had for any Spirit Halloween prop. I think I'm honestly correct in saying that. I don't think that's an exaggeration. Dahlia was still difficult, but she was actually a little bit of an easier version than this guy was, because there was just more stuff going on, and it was just so aggravating, and I'm tired of this company that they use. They need to get their stuff together and stop doing all of these very aggravating screws and zip ties and all this and that is just completely unnecessary. Just snap block. Please, for the love of God, snap block. So I definitely am not liking how difficult all these setups have been, but jackstraw is the hardest of all of them. And the face, this is actually an interesting thing I haven't seen many people talk about. The face is only up for a very short period of time. With Dahlia, she pops up and she actually kind of like sits there for a little bit. And with this guy, it's different. And I've noticed this because as I was trying to film him, his head pops up and it instantly starts coming back down. And I kind of like the face to be sitting there for a little bit and for him to kind of like say something or kind of have that scream like end a little bit and kind of just have this spooky sound going on as he's like actually standing there in that pose. But it seems like he pops up and he's instantly going back down. And so, I mean, I don't know if many of you would care about that, but for me, it's like you can also like only catch a little glimpse of the face before he starts retracting. So it's a little bit strange. I kind of would have wished he would have stood up for a little bit longer, but that's kind of a minuscule thing. That's not a big deal. All right, so that's all the pros and the cons. For the price, he is $199.99. So $200. I mean, it's a pretty typical price for this year. We've seen most around $200. It seems to be kind of the average for this year, and I expected that. You know, we've seen $200 props in the past that have been much less worth it, so I would honestly say that this guy is worth it. I'll declare it worth the price. Both him and Demonic Dahlia are $200. I think they're both worth it. The animation is super awesome and unique. They both have very unique looks. They both serve different purposes, and definitely add something awesome to any home haunt or haunted house, whatever you want to use him for. I mean, I think he's really cool. If you're in kind of a tight budget and you only are able to purchase like one prop, then I would recommend him for sure. You could put him up on your porch with just a hay bale underneath of him. That's another thing. He does need like a hay bale underneath because otherwise he's just sitting on plain air, whereas Dahlia at least has like the dress, but that's just another thing. It's not a really a pro or a con. But yeah, I would say $200 is worth it for this guy because of how awesome, unique the animation is. He also has light up eyes, by the way, which I love. Dahlia doesn't have that. His eyes light up yellow, which is really, really cool. You can only see him for a split second. But yeah, so I would say that $200 is worth it. It's a little bit expensive. It's not one of the cheapest, but for all that's going on with him, it is a very complicated animation, so it makes sense. So overall, I would give him an 8 out of 10. It's the same score that I gave Demonic Dahlia, even though I have him ranked a little bit lower on my ranking. I mean, that just kind of comes down to which one I like more, and I tend to like the possessed props more. I don't find this guy to be as scary because he's not possessed, and he doesn't have as terrifying of a look. He looks a bit cartoonish, and that's okay, but if you want scarecrow props and you love scarecrow props, then he's obviously going to be your favorite one of the two. So I would give him a solid 8 out of 10 because overall, he is really, really cool, awesome animation, cool design, very detailed, great audio. There's not really much bad to say about him. I think the main thing would be that he is really not very durable, and of course, you know, the thing where he has slow retraction time and all of that, but overall, I would say he's one of the better ones of this year and one of the best ones we've seen in a very long time. I really am in love with this new animation, and I think you guys definitely should get at least Dahlia or this guy if you have a list you're trying to buy this year, because the animation is just the best jump scare, like I said, that we've ever seen. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please let me know what you think of Jackstraw in the comment section below. If you want to get the merch that you see me wearing here, there should have been a card that popped up. There will also be a link down in the description. There is more designs than just this one over there, but this is a really, really awesome shirt. I do love it, so I recommend it for you guys. I also highly recommend Jackstraw this year. There will be a link to Spirit Halloween's website down in the description. We are in October now, so we're kind of coming down to the line here, so you better get these props before it's too late if you're looking to get them. So definitely go ahead ahead and check out that link. Hopefully he is still in stock. And if you buy anything off of that link, you'll be helping out me and the channel at no extra cost to you. And in fact, there will be a 20% off coupon code down in the description from me to you to personally use to make these prices a little bit less scary. Do not check out without using a 20% off coupon. There are plenty to go around, but please purchase on my link. And then lastly, there will be a link to my Instagram if you want to see any behind the scenes stuff from me. There is a lot to be excited for right now. The haunted house is going up, so definitely go over there if you want to see more than you're going to be able to see on the channel. And that is it. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.